Small town Utah in the position. What's up, buddy? Wet Sleeve Aquatics, what's up? Texas Fish Room, good evening. Thank you guys for joining. I don't know how the picture quality is going to be, but first time trying to do it from a PC here, so bear with me. Try to make it so you guys can see the tanks. So what's going on, everybody? We got 16, 18 people. Thank you, guys. What's up, buddy? Rawls Aquatics, what's up, man? Still in class? Well, thanks for joining, man. Joey Stevens, what's up, man? Texas Fish Room, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I hate stupid people. Hello. Grizzly Gobbler. Okay. Elaborate on that. You guys see this thing in the background? Palm Tree Aquatics, what's up, man? Idaho Falls in the house, yeah. ECX, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, 40 breeders sitting up there. You guys can see it from afar, kind of. What fish store are you hitting up, Joey? The Fish King UK. Dope. Love the gar. Thanks, man. Wesley, thank you, man. Thank you very much. How to address you without offending anyone? Whatever. People are easily offended anyway. Mayo, thanks, man. Benjamin, good distraction. Platinum Arapaima, huh? Damn. It's not cheap. Champaign, Illinois, nice. Rawls Aquatics, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Multi-tank addiction, you too. I hope you're having a great day also. My day's almost over. Just relaxing here now. I hate stupid people. I call them cry asses. Okay. Tank seems so empty. You can only see half of it. Look at the size of this gar, though. Absolutely huge. Bent nose, but that's all right. I love him. Big Mike in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Chris, I'm close to 4,000 gallons total. And then when the 600 set up, I'll be over 4,000. Wet sleeve, that air pound. Yeah, for that much money, it definitely better be able to drive it. You might be able to ride it once it gets big enough. Benjamin, yeah, eventually IFG is going to need a bigger tank, but he's got a big tank in the works. He's got plans. He don't need me. Yes, it's a long nose. Long nose gar. Yeah, Rob's Aquatics. What are you waiting on, a size difference thing with the arrows? I hate stupid people. I'm sure you can come up with some better fish to keep in a big tank than Oscars. Come on. Eclipse cats, okay. I dig it. That's a little bit more oddball-y. Martin, hello from Canada. Hello. Is it tough to get gar in the UK? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Oh, I'd love to keep Cubans, though. Leslie, I'm new to your channel, but I've enjoyed watching what I've seen so far. Your attention to detail makes my OCD happy. Thank you. Thank you. Although I've got so many things in the fish room that don't make my OCD happy. Probably just looks better on camera, but I appreciate that. Rob's Aquatics. Yeah, I heard it's been cold down in Florida. I've got some family down there. I heard it was even in the 50s for a little bit there for a couple days. Seymour fish tanks. Frozen tundra, whereabouts? Just my plywood tank, and it leaked a trickle in the back lower left corner. Any recommendations? Complicated. Did you fiberglass all the seams? There's a lot of questions I could ask, but sounds like you need more epoxy on that seam. Make sure there was no separation in any of the plywood seams too. Make sure like the pressure from the water didn't move or shift any of the wood or plywood or however you framed it. There could be a lot of things going on there, but you're going to need to go over it with some more layers of epoxy no matter what. Brandon, what type of cichlid is that? I'm guessing you're asking, I'll see when they come back around, but guessing you're asking about the Pantano cichlid or the Bacordi, one or the other. You can look up both of them and figure out which one you were asking about. But people ask about the Pantano mostly with the gold belly. Yeah, you guys in the UK get the Asian arowanas. That is a plus. Everybody gets them, but the US. Hey, 170 is a good size for growing out arrows. That's not bad. You probably get a good amount of time out of that, Rob. Oh, you're from Green Bay, Seymour. Yeah, it gets cold there, that's for sure. Well, I'm in Mass. It gets pretty cold here, but we don't have any snow. We got some in December. It's gone now. Fiberglassed all the seams. Kind of figured it needed more epoxy. Yeah, I don't know how big it is or how many coats you did. I know Pond Armor recommends 3 coats. I think that's kind of a joke. I would do at least 5 personally. I did 8 coats on both of these tanks. I didn't use Pond Armor. I used different epoxies, but I want a real thick layer, almost like creating a liner out of epoxy. So I go really thick. And then when I drilled a hole in the back wall, I had almost an 1/8 inch thick layer of epoxy after all those layers. So after all those coats, I should say. More the better. Gets expensive, but it's worth it for peace of mind. And make sure when you got that leak that it didn't damage any of the wood. I don't know what you did if you coated, like I painted all the most of the parts before I put it all together, just to avoid it. If I ever got a leak, it wouldn't destroy the tank. Benjamin, no worries on the spamming. Ask away. That's why I figured I'd do the live stream. I appreciate the questions. I don't have any plans on keeping Dovi. I have always been interested in them, but they're so aggressive. My fish keeping plans right now are more along the lines of like community tanks. And that's kind of my downfall, because I'm always trying to get away with community tanks that should not, like fish that shouldn't be in community settings, but I'm always trying to do it. So I don't think Dovi are ever going to play a role in that, at least not anytime soon. But I do love them, and they get huge. It'd be cool to have a breeding pair. Goliath tigerfish, yeah. Opayara. Yeah, I've always loved them. I haven't came across one locally, and I just haven't made the investment to order one online. Someday. Although I hear they're tough. They're tough to get to grow out. At small sizes, I hear they're a little sensitive. From Australia, Jason, what thickness is the glass? Okay, so thickness of the glass on both of the plywood tanks is 3/4 inch or 19 millimeter. And the only reason why I got away with it on this tank is because I'm only filling it up, so I'm exposing 36 inches of glass. So from the windowsill bottom here to here is like exactly 36 inches, so I'm kind of pushing it. So for 19 millimeter thick glass or 3/4 inch thick glass, they recommend not going over 36 inches when you span 8 feet. So I'm kind of pushing it there. On the 1100 over here, it's still 3/4 inch thick, but I'm not pushing it at all because I'm only filled up to like 34 inches or something like that on that one. So that one is well within the safety factor. It's got a silver and he's really sweet. It gives me kisses when I feed it. Well, that's interesting. It's tough to make 2 arrows work together. Can be done though. Used 4 1.5 quart kits from Pond Shield. Multi-tank. Yeah, I don't know what that would cover or like what size tank you did. So I'm not sure how good that would cover for you, but it doesn't sound like a lot, if I'm going to be honest. Sounds like you could go a couple more layers. Well, you said you already ordered more, so I would say keep going. And make sure that you didn't have any separation in your seams. Palm Tree Aquatics. Hey, if you can build it off-site, cool. That's awesome. I do know people who have successfully moved their tanks. 16 foot long, though, you're going to be taking chances of the tank, bowing or bending when you move it. You break seams open. You could certainly do most of it off-site. You may have to do some more coats of epoxy or something once you get it to where it's going to sit. 16 feet is long. So can't imagine that you're not going to get some flexing out of the wood when you move it. No problem, Jason. You're welcome. No, you don't need a permit to build the tanks. Not here anyway. Nope. It's not attached to the house. It's not a permanent structure or anything like that. How long have I been in the hobby? Wesley. Since I was keeping tanks as a kid, but even first apartment around like 19, 20-ish, I had tanks. So over 15 years. when I got into my early 20s and I had a place of my own, that's when I started doing multi-tanks. Like I had like 6 tanks in my 1-bedroom apartment at one point. Now I'm in my 30s, I'm in my early 30s. So, well, good long time. See more fish tanks. There's a few different charts. Yeah, if you can Google that and you'll find them. There was one specifically. I went with a conservative one, and I think I'm well within it. And I believe it's based off of plate glass, not tempered. So that makes a difference too, because tempered is a lot stronger, but you take some risks with tempered. So if tempered was to break, it would explode, but it's a lot stronger, so it's less likely to break. But if plate is to break, it'll crack, and in theory would buy you time. So there's pros and cons to using different types of glass. But I noticed most of the charts don't specify plate or tempered. So again, I went conservative with the chart that I chose, and I'm conservative here. I might be able to fill that up higher. I don't know. Saeed, I'm making a 12-foot by 3-foot glass tank. What would be the thickness of the glass? It depends on the height. The height plays the biggest factor in how thick the glass needs to be. Although 12 foot long, you do have to factor in some thickness there. I'm guessing just because of the length, you're going to be close to 3/4 on that as well. Because of the length, I think no matter what your height is, you're going to be at least 3/4. But the taller you go, the thicker the glass gets, or has to get. Coquana rock in the koi pond. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know what type of rock that is, to be honest. I've never heard of it. Benjamin, alcoholic beverage of choice. Lately, I've been on a tequila kick. I don't know why. I'm doing dry January, though, so I'm not drinking at all for the whole month of January. Me and my wife do that every January. But we do like to drink on the weekends usually, so either tequila or we have found this peanut butter liqueur that is really good too. I got Evan IFG into that stuff too. Rob's Aquatics. Yeah, you got to specify with that bleach stuff, man. You got to be careful. You never know who might just go ahead and drink it. 2 foot high. Yeah, just because of the length, Saeed, I would say you probably have to go 3/4. If you don't go quite as long, you might be able to get away with 1/2 inch. Look who's in the house, Mel. Hawaiian fish keeper in the house. Aloha. I'm not that smart, dude. I'm just some idiot in his basement for real, but thanks. Appreciate it. Luke, what's up? Saeed, you're welcome. You're welcome, man. Jesse, cheers. Unforgettable Cow. I don't think I'll forget that name, and thank you for subbing. Luke, no problem. Giants, you're not that late, man. Zach, thank you. Thank you for subbing, too. I appreciate that. What's up? Benjamin, I'm trying to decipher that. Hawaiian Fish Keeper. Hey, thanks for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate that. I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but I appreciate it. I wish the wife could have joined me tonight, but she's working late. Bottom Dwellers Aquatics. Hello, man. Doing good. How are you? Thank you for joining. Mel, every time I hear your intro on your channel, I think of the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and when they're in Hawaii and all the songs and stuff. It's a riot. I love it. It's a really good movie. Bob, so a fix for the view. I have not. My last video, a bunch of people said fill it with 6 inches of sand, which it's not a terrible idea, but that deep of a sand bed, in my opinion, would probably be a little bit risky. So I'm not going to do that. It wasn't a bad idea to like fill it up a little bit, but I don't think there's any real long-term fix or any good fix for it. I think I'm stuck with it. Rolls Aquatics, thank you very much. Luke, thank you very much. Thank you guys very much for the super chats. Really appreciate that. For the fish room, we can feed this new gar behind me. He's a beast. That was very nice of you guys. I really appreciate that. Juniper 1, yeah, Mel in the house. Everybody loves Mel. He just hit 10K too. If you guys don't, if you guys haven't already, go check out his channel. Awesome channel, awesome content, very informative. Awesome, awesome pond. He's got a really nice pond. Something I haven't done is a koi pond. I said I was gonna do it, and I never did it. It's just I don't want to dig the hole, man. So someday I'll rent a piece of equipment. I'll do it. Yeah, Mel. Thanks, man. 6:03 living. Yeah, you're not that late. Just hanging out for a while. Yeah, Mel, did you dig yours by hand? I'm interested. I have a buddy who might be able to help me out, bring in something, or I can just rent something, but. Thomas, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, if I was going to do the pond, I got to go big. It's got to be really deep, too, because of winter. I think it's got to be at least 3 feet deep. So that was what kind of has delayed me. Yeah, I feel you on the neck and back hurting after digging. Benjamin, no need to donate anyway, although I do appreciate the people with the super chats, but absolutely unnecessary. No worries, man. But thank you. Keep the 50 cents, dude. Rob, doing a 10 by 10 by 4. Digging it by hand. Yeah, in Florida. That's gonna be awesome, man. Are you gonna post videos on that? I'll follow you. Don't do a square. Don't do a rectangular or a square one. That looks so weird. I don't understand that. I love Ohio Fish Rescue, but their koi pond in the back is a rectangle. I wish they had done like a lima bean shape or something a little nicer. Although in person, that pond is amazing. I do love it. And now I saw it cleared up, so it looks amazing. But I do wish that it wasn't a rectangle, you know? If you can avoid doing a rectangle, don't do one. Okay, the clown knife is solid 24, and that gar was in a 30-inch tub and almost nose to tail, so he's real close to 30 inches. Huge. I've never seen a long nose that big. I mean, I think, at least not in person. I think Rod Predatory Fins has one that big, but it's massive. Both of my, I could fit like all 3 of the Floridas inside that gar. I was actually kind of worried he might try to eat them. Rolls Aquatics got to run. Thank you very much for the love, man. I really appreciate it. And thanks again for the super chat. Rob, 8 3x3 bog filter. Very cool. Yeah, if you can plant that, do a nice bog filter, that's all you need, man. That's going to be very nice. Damn, that's big too. It's almost the size of the pond. That's cool. Very cool. Benjamin. Yeah, that Ray's a glass surfer. He always has been. No matter what tank I put him in, he loves surfing the glass. Biggest fish. I got a hybrid, a Cara Tiger Shovel Nose. That is maybe the biggest, not the longest, but maybe the biggest. The lungfish, actually. The lungfish, the African lungfish, that thing's 36 inches. Solid 36. That's probably the biggest fish. Mel, I'm not sure. I don't have any real plans. The bucket list I want is platinum redtail, but they're really expensive. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I was supposed to. Somebody was supposed to hook me up with one, and he never came through. We'll see what time brings. But someday I'll get that. Other than that, I don't have much else that I'm looking for. I want to grow these rays out. They're gonna fill this thing up pretty well. Look at him. Yeah, he does keep photobombing back here, huh? Yeah, Clown Knife is a beast. That thing's huge. That was given to me about 10 inches from a local. He had it in a 55. He was a young kid, and he needed to break down the tank. He gave me some iridescent sharks, too. And now it just kept growing. IFG in the house. What's up, brother? Do something strange for some change. That's how you roll, man. Gotta keep this kid friendly. My strange is not kid friendly. The cat will not leave me alone. She's like, oh my God. I kind of like that strange for some change rhyme. That was pretty good. Pinky is doing good. He's trying to eat my face this whole time. But he's doing well. He's an asshole. What's the key to YouTube prowess? I wouldn't know. Andy, snow leopard would be awesome. Yeah, a little bit too rich for my blood, not gonna lie. I have been eyeballing a few. Buddy of mine, Josh Tanks, gets them in here and there, and he's had a few for sale. Actually, I think he's got one still, but a little pricey, and I'm a little cheap. 603. No time soon. I got one more male right there in the 1100. He's probably going to have to stay there. He's too aggressive. And then the rest are pups. So they got some growing to do, I would say, over a year before I could get them anywhere near this tank. They're just too small. Andrew from Massachusetts. What's up, man? What part of Mass are you from? What species is that black bearded fish? He's awesome. I think, I don't know what fish you're talking about for sure, but it's probably the Pantano cichlid. Everybody asks about the Pantano. Mel, the weenie is upstairs. The cat does not get along well with the weenie. The weenie is way too hyper. And plus, the weenie gets very excited down here and likes to poop. Rob, should get a reef tank. Yeah, maybe someday. Actually, I was going to turn my 240 into a reef tank because I thought it would make a perfect reef tank, and then it exploded. So I don't really have a tank for it right now. I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. Someday, I'll try it out, though. Yeah, this isn't Omegle. That could get real weird, though. If you see me on there, it'll be a different kind of live stream. Benjamin, yeah. Evan's always throwing shade. That's how he rolls. Mel taking a shot at IFG. Yeah, his fish are trash. You're right, bro. Although I do like that new Giraffe Cat. North Andover, nice. I've done a bunch of work up in Andover, actually. 495, 28 intersections, all those bridges over there. I've done a bunch of work up there. Unforgettable. Going to Massachusetts soon? I'm sorry to hear that. Nice. No, I'm just kidding. I love Mass. Born and raised here. Derek, thanks, man. It's about to go down, Mel says. Like 4 flat tires. Andy, yes, Dorado is doing really well, actually. I love that cat. I wish he would grow a little quicker, but I have seen some pretty good growth out of him. He's definitely thickened up. Yeah, we got to get Mel and Evan together. Battle Royale. I'd like to see that. I would pay to see that. I'd be throwing some super chats at a YouTube live of them in a battle royale. Let's do it. Yeah, that Ray is a ham. Yeah, those Jags still spawning for you? Yeah, fry nonstop from them, like all summer. Andrew, thanks, man. Another banger about to drop. Hell yeah, man. IFG, not lately, man. Yeah, maybe it's a seasonal thing, or who knows. Do you like the orange Oscar? Yeah, he was giving to me. He's pretty cool. I was a little hesitant to take him because Oscars in the past for me have got aggressive, so I've rehomed them. But a local buddy of mine gave him to me, said he wasn't aggressive, and sure enough, I haven't had any problems with him. So adds a little color. But I'm not a huge Oscar fan, but I can't complain about having some color in there. Andrew, I'm a land surveyor. Jags have been going to awards day. Pairs formed. Yeah, a lot of aggression from Jags. I know that. Hey, man, I only exotic dance on the side, and I haven't been able to do that lately because of COVID. I was making good money for a while. Cancer train. I'm in Massachusetts. Jibex 2. You will see it soon when he comes back over. I'll point him out. He's swimming over now. Hold on. He's going to stick his nose in. Here he is. Big long-nosed gar. About 30 inches. Very close to 30 inches. Feed Pinky little children and anybody else who comes down here. No, mostly spirulina wafers lately. For a while, I was giving him like only peas and blueberries, and then he stopped eating blueberries for whatever reason, and he just wanted peas. And now I've got him on the spirulina wafers, which are kind of expensive, but I'm just gonna stick with that because it's easy. If you do have giant gourami, feed them fruits and vegetables, or stuff like that, algae wafers. No, Pinky does not. Pinky's an angry fellow. Come down here. But if I put my hand in there, he will not. Well, he has bit me once. I shouldn't say that. But for the most part, he runs away from my hand if I put my hand in there. So he's kind of a big wuss. Although I was told that I'm stupid for provoking him with my finger against the glass, and I shouldn't do that. So I've been trying to avoid doing it. It's just so much fun. Andrew, I just turned 34 last month. I'm old. How many gallons? Almost 4,000, something like that. Over 3,000 right now. And once the 600 is up, it'll be over 4. Jubex2, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Dropped a Lego in the Dovai tank. Oh, no. Well, hopefully they didn't try to eat it. This big long nose, oh, he's leaving now. He's going to come back over because he follows my hand already. He just wants to eat constantly. Huge long nose gar. I got him from a buddy of mine in Rhode Island who is trying to get out of the hobby temporarily, and he grew this guy out. So I trusted the source. That's the only reason why I threw him in here without quarantining him. But absolutely massive and eats like a pig. Stale fish, yep, long nose. You got it. Andrew, not that old, not that young. The new Ultima 2 603, I have not got it up and running. I started doing the plumbing, and then I changed my mind because I wanted to order new unions for it. And it'll make it easier for me when I change it over, because eventually I'm going to put it on the 600, but I want to temporarily run it on this tank. So I want good threaded unions for it. So I have to wait on them to come in the mail. Cancer train. Yeah, man, 8 months. You did pretty good. You did better than I did. I wasn't that far along after only 8 months. I was trying to collect 125s and stuff, and then I tried to pool ponds, and that didn't work out. Thing sprung a leak really quick on me. That's when I knew after a few years I had to build. That's pretty good, though. 700 gallons so far in only 8 months. Stale fish, thanks, man. I appreciate you watching the videos, too. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that 600. I'm not close. I've had a lot going on, and I have a lot to do in the basement before I can set it up. I don't know the age of that Oscar, although when I got him, he was a lot smaller, and I've had him for about a year and a half. I'd say that's close to full-grown Oscar size, too, although I know some get really big. But he was like this big when I got him about a year and a half ago. I don't know. I could ask my buddy who gave him to me. Yeah, he's a nice kid, bro. He's a nice kid. Lloyd, yeah, local Rhode Islander. You guys can't drive for shit. Sorry, but I love you guys. Yeah, I had a bunch of tanks in an apartment before. It was a little sketchy. Landlords don't like it. It's not a gator. It's not an alligator gar. It's a long nose. I have sworn I will not keep gators unless it's platinum, and I lost my last platinum, so I don't plan on getting another one anytime soon unless I get a good deal. Benjamin, there's a lot of things I don't understand about America. We tried to convert to metric at one point too, and then they were like, screw that, we're confused, and they went back. Well, at least Massachusetts tried to convert to metric, and they bailed out, couldn't handle it. I don't get it. Scuba Steve is here. I don't see him, but I'm sure he's here. I follow Scuba Steve on Instagram. It's a great Instagram page. Rob's Aquatics, that's pretty good, man. After only about a year in the hobby, that's amazing, man. Quick learner. Where's the cat? She is right here. She won't leave me alone. Actually, she's watching. She does. She's like, no, don't hold me. But cat's right here. She's gonna shed all over me. Yeah, the Rhode Island drivers, because we get a lot of Rhode Islanders in Mass just to work. They probably commute to Mass for work, and oh, it's terrible. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely a trend going on. Pellets that I like, mostly bug bites. That would be my favorite pellet. I also do some carnivore the pellets here and there, some massive ore. Yeah, that's the thing. Do it in the right order. I know what you mean by rebuild. Do it in the right order. Get the house taken care of first. I kind of wish like I framed that wall before I put the 1100 in front of it. Technically, I left enough space, so I'm still going to do it behind it, but it's going to be way harder to do now because I got a big tank in front of it. Cancer train. I know, right, man? That is impressive, isn't it? 4 150s. Damn. 700, 10s. Wow, man. That's awesome. Hey, I love those 54 corners. I had one for a while. I loved that tank. It wasn't practical for me to continue to run, but they're awesome. It's always space. You got to start stacking tanks. I'm sure you already do if you're running that many, but I was going to stack 180s at one point, and I just bailed out on the idea. Coleman. Yeah, I know, man. I'll get more arrows again because they really are one of my favorite fish. Just not anytime soon. I want to be able to really focus on it, and right now I can't focus on stuff. Like, I need to be able to focus on growing them out properly in a proper setup. And I just can't do it right now, so I don't want to take the chance of losing one. Some people, I mean, I got lucky when I was younger because I've grown out tons of arrows, and I used to rehome them because I didn't have the space. And I never had any problems with them jumping out or spooking and hurting themselves or getting sick and dying. I mean, I grew out tons of them, and I never had any problems. And then when I grew out a couple here, and I had them jump out of the tank. That was a pain, but my own fault. I had lids on the tank, but I still lost them. Like, my nicest one ever was over 24 inches that I lost, and no drop eye, beautiful silver. That one somehow got through the lids. I don't know how. And yeah, it's unfortunate. But then these last few that I tried to grow out, just really bad luck all in a row. It's a terrible year for arrows for me. Rob, yeah, I've tried to tag people in live streams too. I don't know how to do it. I had that problem. Ten 3x3. I'm trying to think of, that's probably around, what is that, around, oh, that's more than 600 gallons. That's big. I don't know. Well, if you can sump it, I would say put a big sump underneath it. You gonna do DIY or you want to buy something? If you want to buy something, get yourself an Ultima 2. Get a 2000 or something. That would be more than enough for it. All you need, easy to backwash. If you got the money, they're just pricey. You can find one used. I don't have any alligator gar, but let me see if I can get this big long nose to come over again. Yeah, he's going to come over because he wants to eat. He's staring at me, but he'll come back over. I don't have any gators. I have Floridas and a big long nose now. Rob, yeah, I had an arrow jump out on me once. I found it, and it was lifeless, but I put it back in the tank, and it ended up recovering. It didn't eat for 6 weeks, and then it finally started eating again and doing well. And then It jumped out again one day when I wasn't home and died. And I had the lids weighed down. Like, I have no clue how it got through. There's a will, there's a way. They're strong. It's being built by a company. I'm in the UK, and hard to run something like that. All I can use is 3 FX6. Try 4 FX6s. That would probably be enough. The maintenance on the FX6 is a pain, man. They're good filters. Well, they're okay filters, but if you're gonna run a canister, I would say run those, sure. But the maintenance is a pain. All those sponges, and you gotta take all those trays out, man. I hate those things. I do run them. I got 3 of them, but. Scuba Steve, hell yeah, man. That's plenty. It's definitely plenty. Arowanas are a bit moody. Rob's Aquatics, I agree with the Sun. For the money, they are the best buy if you're going to run a canister. They all leak, though. Eventually, they will leak. And sometimes you can replace the main gasket, and that's all. Sometimes you replace the gasket, and it still leaks, and then you got to get creative. Oh, those Lagunas, I hear good things. I hear really good things about those. Pinky over here. Come on, Pinky. This is a male. You can tell by that big knot on his head. Although, with Gourami, it's weird because the fin shape also plays a role, but I'm like 99% sure that Pinky is a male because of the nuchal hump. Yeah, people do kind of sleep on the suns. Although I think for the most part, most of the hobbyists I know at least acknowledge them. I'm not going to call them a good filter, but for the money, what you get for your money, they are good. And exactly, yep, Scuba Steve, they always leak, it's true. The trays start falling apart too. Maybe that's only on the UV ones, but the trays seem to start falling apart. I actually, the guy I got the Ultima 2 from, he was running it on a little pond, in a little indoor pond, and he switched to a bunch of FX6s. Like, he was like, I'd rather run FX6s than this Ultima. I thought he was crazy, but whatever, his loss, my gain. I was happy to grab that off him. I got it for $400, which is a steal. Considering some people pay $400 for one FX6. So I think he's crazy, but he said he'd rather run a bunch of FX6s. Wes Allison, yeah, I believe you. I believe you. You might want to wash your feet from time to time, get some new shoes. You want to run like one giant sump for the whole fish room? Yeah, that'd be cool. It needs to be able to handle a lot of overflow volume, so it needs to be real giant. Rob's Aquatics. Yeah, man. I mean, overhead DIY stuff, I think, is the cheapest way to go for sure, and you can be really efficient. Jupiter 1. I have not used Marine Pure. Nope. Haven't tried it. Ray is such an ham. Would Rays be suitable for a 10 3x3? Hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you get years out of that with Rays. Years. That would be responsible ray keeping. I mean, if you could get 10 by 4, that would probably be more of a life situation. But 10 3x3, hell yeah, that's great. Dude, you're embarrassing. Rob, I like that idea with the 248 gallons plumbed together. That sounds cool. It's going to look cool, too. Yeah, Pinky's no joke. He does this. Sometimes when I walk by, he'll splash half the water out the tank, right through the lids. 2160s. Those the Eheims? Yeah, Eheims, yeah. I love Eheim filters. I've talked about this before. Reliability is like no other. They are the most reliable filter on the planet. The only thing that sucks, maintenance on them, getting them open, and their hoses. I like their quick disconnects, but they break after some time. I've had the quick disconnects go to shit on me. And their hoses are terrible. Like, the corrugated hoses that come with the Fluvels, the FXs, are way better. I wish Eheim would switch to something like that instead of the vinyl hoses. But reliability is like no other, and I've never had an Eheim filter leak on me, ever. And I ran one of those professional 4s for, I think, like 7-8 years. Never leaked on me. Juniper 1, yeah, the disintegrating. I've had that happen with multiple canisters. The plastic in them and the gaskets disintegrate. I don't know why. Yeah, CB, but the males really don't do well together. You're better off with more females. Go with like pearls or something. The pearls don't get as big as like Motoros and whatnot, and they grow fairly slow. Motoro females can grow pretty quick, but avoid Motoros, and I think you'll be okay. Go with like marbles or pearls, but get females, not males, man. Otherwise, you'll have tons of aggression issues. Rob, get a if you're gonna do giant gourami, get a red tail. I've been looking for red tails. They're the most mild of them all. You won't have the problems that I have with the grays and the pinks. They're horrible. It's just, unless you want to keep it alone. The local who took my gray, he gave it its own 240, and that's basically what you need to do. You just got to give it its own tank, or you need a giant gourami community tank with like 5+. They all need to be the same size. You got to grow them all out together, and you got to hope that they work out a pecking order. By 5x3 this summer. That's nice. That's going to be sweet. Very close to the 1100, 10.6, 3.5. Ooh, for a goonch, that's awesome, man. I'd love to keep goonch. I hear they're a pain, though. I hear they're difficult. Wes, yeah, so we're going to definitely do sand, rocks, and driftwood. The problem I had now, I made that video last week, and I was starting to plan everything out, and I can't get sand right now. I can't get supplies. Maybe it's because it's the winter or whatever, so it's going to take me a long time, and it needs so much sand. I don't even know how many 50-pound bags I need, but if I had to guess, I'm going to say at least 10. So I'm having a very hard time finding it right now. I'm looking for pool filter sand, by the way. Yeah, the red tails are the way to go. Mary Page left you a pineapple. I don't know what that means, but thank you, and thank you for watching the video. I appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Pet Zone. I've heard good things about them. Yeah, he wants me to feed him is what he wants. Big shrimp breeding project. Nice. Hey, you can do a lot with the phone, though, with videos. I actually switched. I switched from a camera to the phone. It's easier. It's easier for me now. Russell, so I've been told that the black diamond blasting sand is not good for rays. And if you know or if you've successfully done it, let me know. But I've told it's too coarse for the rays. It's too sharp. Juniper 1, yeah, you do have to worry about ray barbs in the sand. It's a thing. Tread lightly. Be careful. That's all you can do. You can totally make it work, though. It's not that big of a deal. I really do want to go with black sand, guys. If you guys know that I can definitely keep the black diamond blasting sand with rays, please comment, because from what I've been told in the ray forums, you shouldn't use it. I like to eat subs, not subscribers, like the food. But. Yeah, I actually looked for black tiles when I saw Ohio Fish Rescue. They tiled the 2200 with black tiles. I've been looking for them ever since. I can't find black tiles. But if I was going to tile this, I would have done that before I set it up. I'm not tiling it. Trying to cut tiles at all those angles now that it's full of water, it ain't happening. I must have missed this pineapple joke, Mary. I don't know what's going on with that. Russell, have you used it with catfish? Because they have sensitive bellies. So if you could successfully use it with catfish, I imagine you could probably use it with rays. Cory cats? Okay. Discus won't really attack much of anything other than other discus. I haven't kept discus in years. I liked them, but a little boring. They take forever to settle in, too. And you got to get them for a good breeder. Kind of a pain. Mud Digger, thank you very much, man. Thank you. All right, well, you know, maybe I'll reconsider the black diamond blasting sand, because I do think black would look sick, especially against that background. Yeah, Mary, you heard it was sharp too. That's what I was told. I know, it's cheap. That's the same price that I get pool filter sand for. What pump you running, man? If I'm not tripping breakers, you should be good. Nile perch are awesome. I don't see them very often. How many arrays in an 832? If you're, well, I mean, depends on the size of the rays, or if you just plan to grow out pups in that size, maybe 3 or 4, something like that. If you want to like keep adults in an 832, 3, make it all females, 3 tops. Even then, they can get really big, so that might be pushing it. But you would get a lot of years out of that if you were growing out pups. Oh, it's a air pump. Yeah, I started running a big linear air also. Get a back pressure regulator for yours. I needed one anyway for mine. I overheated mine. I ran it for a couple weeks, overheated it. I had to go in and resolder the hot wire to it. Yeah, I'm going to revisit the black diamond blasting sand idea now. Thank you. 1500 with 1 beta. Yeah, if you guys followed me years ago when it, or, well, it's almost 2 years now. Yeah, when I built the 1100, first fish I put in was a small comet goldfish. Everybody thought that was funny. And then I put 3 mollies in it. No, platies. 3 platies in it. That was kind of funny just to watch the 3 platies swim by. Yeah, the back pressure regulator allows air to come out if you're not running enough drops on your air system. You can overheat the pumps. It's just a little, they're very cheap. They're like 20 bucks, and you install it right off the end of your air pump. And again, like, so my pump is really big, and it's probably oversized for the room, and I wasn't running enough drops. So it was getting a ton of pressure back because it didn't have enough air that it was able to put out. So it was overheating. So that, it's like a little spring-loaded pressure regulator that just allows air to come out. CB, no, not allowed Asian arowana in the United States. Although I do see them go around, but I personally won't do it. I think sites should revisit that and legalize them in the States, though. Trying to figure out if this clown knife is starting to get aggressive or not. He was never aggressive in the 1100, but keep noticing stuff running away from him. Random question. How much does? You'll have to finish that question. Koi life. Okay. How much does it cost to feed an operation like this? And what food are you using to keep it cost effective? I've been asked this a bunch. I'd say maybe a couple $100 a month. It's not that bad. So for the predators, to fill them up, I definitely recommend frozen foods. So frozen shrimp and tilapia are going to be your most cost-effective ways to fill up predator fish by far. Pellets are going to be expensive, and they're never going to fill them when the fish get big. A couple $100. Frozen foods. Silver sides. You can go to the market and buy frozen frozen like scallops and all kinds of stuff. Aquarium addictions. Am I planning for any more builds this year? I don't want to say no, but I don't want to make any promises. Well, just for you guys, before I get off, I will say, as far as more builds go, if I can't find Pinky a good home, I'm considering building him his own tank. That's all I'll say for now. No promises. Just for 2 iridescent sharks, best size. I built the 10x6 for iridescent sharks. Not gonna lie, that was like one of my biggest reasons for building the 10x6 was iridescent sharks. They're one of my favorite cats. I would recommend something like that because if they do get up to 36 inches, like it is possible for them to do. It's not all that common, but it's not impossible. If they get up that big, you want it to be like double the width of what their length is. So that's why I went 10x6. Do your cats try to fish for your fish? Like try to eat the fish? I try to keep fish with the cats that are too big to eat. 603, yes, I did. I did try him. It did not work out. I had to take him out. He was in there for about an hour. He was in the 1100 for about an hour. He started chasing around the iridescent sharks and like biting at the ray, and it didn't work. CB, yes, I got a big vulture cat. He's in the 1100. He's in a lot of videos. He's really big, actually. All right, guys, it's been over an hour, so I'm going to go. But thank you guys very much for joining. This was awesome. A lot more people than I ever expected. And thank you guys for the super chats. That was super nice of you guys. Completely unnecessary, but super nice. I really appreciate that. But again, thank you guys all for joining. And I'll see you guys next week for a new video. But y'all have a good night.